go.
Believe the hype, it's time to hide. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Please welcome Piotr Danik.
Okay, we're here at Combat Challenge in Bradford, Cedar Court. It is a packed house full of fight fans. Here we are. This is Alexander King, here with my colleague Rich Kenning in the best seats in the house.
Okay, so fighter just coming out at the moment is Piotr Danik. This is his third fight. He's coming off losses on his previous three, Alex, so he should be pretty hungry for this one.
You'd hope so. We watched a little bit of film on this young man, and he has a very forward, aggressive style, and it has actually given him some problems in the past. So we'll see what he's adjusted, and see how that works out for him tonight.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Please welcome Kacper Zaczkowski.
So this is Kacper Zaczkowski. He's fighting out of Combat MMA. Stands 5'6" tall. He's 19 years of age, and it's weighed in at 58k today. So he's a slightly smaller of the two fighters. Piotr weighing in at 60 today, and Kacper's making his debut against a fairly experienced guy who's had limited success.
It'll be interesting to see how that experience catches in for Piotr tonight, actually.
Yeah, he's got, like you said, that quite aggressive brawling style. Makes him fairly difficult to fight in this sort of amateur B style. He's going to be coming forward. He's going to be putting some pretty heavy shots together, swinging for the fences a little bit. We'll see how Kacper holds up.
It will be interesting to see how Kacper's coaches and team have prepared him for this particular challenge, and see how he does deal with it. Obviously, with the chap's debut, it's very hard to say at this stage what his strengths and weaknesses are going to be in the cage, but I think you'll agree, Rich, that really the best way to find out your strengths and weaknesses is to get in there and do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and we'll be underway very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first part of the evening to be fought over three-minute rounds and an amateur mixed martial arts rules in the B-class category, meaning that headshots are permitted while standing but not on the ground. Our first fight is brought to you in sponsorship with Cedar Fight. So, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He is an independent fighter with a record of no victories and one defeat. From Poland, Piotr Danik. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He ends the cage with a no record as he's making his in-cage debut, representing Combat MMA from Bradford, Kacper Zaczkowski.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm kind of expecting Piotr to come out here quite aggressive, throwing some heavy shots. He's shown limited takedown defense before, but these guys are improving all the time, so we'll see what happens.
Okay.
He's gone for the takedown this time, completely unexpected.
Full guard.
Starting quite furious so far.
Let's see what Kacper has over his back here.
So he's looking for the ankle lock. He's not going to have much joy there. He needs to clear that foot.
Oh.
He's rolled to go belly down. They won't be allowed to heel hook here. It'll just be an Achilles lock, so he's going to struggle to finish from here.
Strong strikes to the body. I don't think that's going to put Piotr off.
No, I mean, Kacper's doing the right thing here. He's looking to kind of stop too much pressure from the arm, and he's just making it really hard for him to hold on to that leg.
And he's also scoring points, Rich.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's like you said, it's not going to put someone like Piotr off, but he's got to be careful he doesn't blow out his arms pushing for this Achilles lock, because he's definitely not got it. It's not there. He can't get the extension that he needs. So even if he's rolling again, he's crossed over. What he really needs to do is get that right foot under his butt and then try and get the other foot under to get better extension from the hips. And I'm a little bit concerned he's putting a lot into this very early.
Danik is putting a lot of effort into this submission attempt.
So Kacper's sitting up, which is sort of a good defence from the ankle lock here, stopping Piotr from extending properly and getting his hips behind the submission. there's some space here. I think Kacper's going to probably look to come up on top here and start probably establishing a slightly better position. Once again, there's limited extension he can get here. He needs to really either give up on this ankle and get back to his feet, or really get his foot position right to finish this.
Is there a danger of a stand-up here? The ref's not happy that it's progressing?
I don't think so, because they're keeping busy enough. Kacper's still throwing enough shots to make it worthwhile, but Brad's got his eye on it. As soon as it stalls out too much, it will get back to his feet pretty sharpish. So he's passed that now into side control. A couple knees to the body there, not bad. So what Piotr really needs to do here now is either bump and regain guard, or at least let go of his head and not give up the mount, unfortunately, which he's just done.
Kasper's head is in there. Is he in danger?
No,
he's popped it
not
out.
at all. He was kind of just almost been headlocked there. It wasn't looking for the choke or the submission.
There's some hip movement there from Piotr, but I'm not sure he's going to shift Kacper.
He is. The thing is, he needs to really explode in that. If he's going to commit to it, give it 100% and buck him off rather than just sort of slowly extend. It's certainly not a bad way to defend, but he's not going to better his position from there. Now, bear in mind, it's amateur B, this one, rather than amateur A, so he can't ground and pound from here to the head. It's just to the body.
Another mad scramble there.
Yeah, Kacper's ended up on top again as well. He's just doing a slightly better job of blocking his hips and preventing any sort of movement. We've got about 10 seconds left, so it's going to be a difficult one to score too hard in this one, really, with Piotr putting that much effort into the Achilles lock. So I'm presuming that Kacper's going to get that one based on his positional dominance, but
it was certainly a very exciting first round there.
Yeah, strong start from both guys, and much better skill set from Piotr this time. Like I said, he was showing a very limited game last time. He was just swinging big punches, and certainly didn't look like he had any interest in it hitting the floor whatsoever. Whereas now, initiating the takedown, scoring quite big on that as well. Nice double leg. And
he was certainly confident enough in that submission to really hang on to it. I think he thought he had more than he had, maybe, but the fact that he was confident enough to keep hold of it while he was getting struck from Zaczkowski was definitely a good sign, Rich.
I think you're right. I think the problem with Piotr is that he's fought amateur A in his first two fights, where he's in a bad position. He's been quite vulnerable to getting a real beating. Whereas he's taken his time here and gone, you know what, I'm not going to get TKO'd with punches to the body. It's not going to happen. Piotr's a really tough kid. Like, he's a tough guy. He's not going to be too bothered by a plethora of body shots, but he is losing points every time he's getting hit like that.
Absolutely, it's really what are the judges seeing in a round like that, and really that will bring to bear. But this is the second round; everything can change.
Yeah,
we're back on the feet again as well.
That's it. Be good to see what Piotr's bringing to this one. Kacper's showing good awareness of keeping it to his game. Obviously, like, happy to exchange, but no slouch on the floor, which is good. So plenty more to come from this. So touch gloves again, and they're back out. So Piotr a lot more mobile. Kacper looking just kind of walk him down a little bit. Telegraphed that takedown, but good power double there.
Fantastic.
Sent it from quite far away, but it's not terrible.
He did email that one across.
He did. Kacper did have a single butterfly in there, but has moved to full guard now, because I think he's looking to finish this guillotine. He hasn't quite locked his elbow to his body, that I can see, and there is the arm in, but he's in a bit of danger here, Al. You've got to be a little bit careful, because it looks like he's doing quite well. If he can just get his elbow in.
And I think actually at this point Kacper is the fresher fighter, Rich.
Yeah, definitely. He's got enough in his arms to still be dangerous and finish this submission. He's working his feet up to try and get a better position on that extension for his guillotine, but looks like Piotr's managing to defend this okay at the moment.
The saying goes, position before submission. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. He needs to sort out what he's doing with his legs and his hips here, but he's certainly making a game attempt at finishing him. He's got his arms locked well here. He just needs that extra extension with his back up against the cage. That might be a bit difficult. Piotr stacking him well, which is good. It's probably not a good view for everyone in the house here, because it's right on the corner, but we've got front row tickets right here.
Best seats in the house.
So it looks like he's still hanging on to this guillotine. He needs to work something else here, because it's obviously not. He's not going to get this full extension and that he needs to finish him.
It's just a bad position in the cage.
Yeah, that's right. And Piotr's going again for this ankle lock. Just held that a bit better.
Okay, mad scramble.
It's a slightly better position now for Piotr, because he's able to actually get some leverage on Kacper's throat. Kacper's throwing his legs up real high, which is good.
You
could probably hear Carney shouting for an armour there, one of his coaches. Once again, the leg position not right to finish this ankle lock. He's halfway there, but he's just not quite right. He's got his toes well under his armpit. He's doing exactly the right things with his foot position, but just not been able to get in a position where he can really get his hips into this, and he's never going to finish it from there, unfortunately.
And again, Zaczkowski being busy with the punches there, making sure the judges are seeing that he is still obviously a game and he's not in too much pain. Don't get me wrong, that particular hold is not going to be pleasant, but it's not going to be a fight.
That's right, it's not going to end on that.
Is the lack of heel hooks a big game changer for this level of amateur competition?
I'll be honest, I don't think Piotr's got the technique to actually hit the heel hook from what we've seen. In amateur, I think if you were fighting against a sort of a good level jiu-jitsu guy, I think he'd have taken this by now. I think Kacper's going to have to worry about how loose he is with his ankles in future, because he's certainly leaving them there to be taken.
Absolutely, and this is the second round where Piotr has gone for that big ankle hold and got nothing from it. So you have to wonder what else he's got to pull out the bag in the next round. It's
nice to see his takedown kind of coming from a bit of distance there. He has been sort of prone to just throwing big shots, and this is the second takedown he's done now. Won the first round, won the second round. He's hit them both. A bit of distance on them. He's not tying up in the clinch and looking to upend him from there, but he's looking visibly tired now.
But I think that's what we're going to see. I think for a lot of the amateur A and B class fighters is we're watching developing fighters, Rich.
Yeah,
these are guys getting better every single fight.
Yeah, and especially noticeable when they've got limited skill sets to start out and then are trying to develop fairly quickly. It's good to see. You've got to be well rounded in this sport. You can't rely on the fact that you've got a chin and some decent hands. You've got to have more than that. Kacper looking pretty fresh on the stool.
He's looking very fresh, Rich.
Get some good advice from Carney. So, throw that low shot. It's going to avoid him shooting that double from as far away. The uppercut is there if he wants it. We'll see what this round brings. But good fight so far. Both fighters, know what they're doing. There's certainly been some decent movement on the floor. I think both of them are probably showing a little bit of nerves and maybe holding submissions that just aren't there to be finished.
I think it's expected to see a bit of nerve, especially opening the card as well as they are tonight. There's a lot of eyes on them.
But they're both doing real good, which is good. It's the third round here. Once again, Kacper, the slow, balanced position of his striking, looking to walk him down. Piotr moving around quite a lot. Both fighters keeping their hands high. Would like to see them both get behind the jab a little bit, force some movement rather than just sort of moving around each other. There needs to really, Kacper could be in a position to walk him onto his right hand here. If he's going to constantly circle out left, he could be in a position where he could really get starched if he's not careful. There's the right hook.
And another. The arms under there. Looking for a guillotine here from Zaczkowski.
Struggle. I don't think there's a room quite for his elbow to finish this. There's quite a lot of room there on the back of Piotr's head. Kacper needs to just claw those feet a little bit higher. Piotr's looking to advance his position from guard to half guard, but Kacper making it really difficult for him. So Kacper's just hanging on to this at the moment.
Is it more of a control? It's more of a control position than a submission at this stage.
It is definitely, Al. He's not looking to actually finish. He's not trying to extend at all.
If he keep Danik's head down, he can avoid any more strikes from the top.
That's right. But to say that, he's just regarded now, so there's a chance that he could actually extend this if he wants. But I think with the pressure against the cage, he's very unlikely to get the distance he needs to actually finish. Piotr doing a good job of dropping his shoulder into him and just giving him very little room to work.
Danik's out. Let's see what he does from this position.
It's a good standing base. He's trying to pass these feet, which is good. He's making it hard. I was hoping he was going for a bullfighter pass there, but he's just gone to just drop straight on him, which is
okay.
He's now giving his back. If Kacper can get his head out, he can actually take the back from here. He just needs to get out of it. He's got both hooks in, and although he has crossed his ankles, which is not smart. He's now taking the back.
Okay.
Chokes in there, pretty tight.
It's a tap. It's a tap. Fantastic finish there by Kacper Zaczkowski.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 7 seconds of the third round,
at this point in this